everybody, this is Zach from the Houck Family Candle Company. Today we're going to be making a succulent candle, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a candle that looks like a succulent, and we'll be using this very stylish rocks style glassware for it. You can see I already put a tab wick in there, and we'll be topping them off with these cool succulent silicone molds. They can be kind of tricky to work with, but I'm hoping that it will work out okay. And I think if this works out well and it kind of encapsulates the vision that we have for it, it's gonna make a really cool candle. But in order to find out, we gotta try. So follow along with us and we'll see how this goes.
All right, so one of the first things we like to do, as always, is heat up our glassware. And we do it with a combination of a heat gun and putting it in front of a heater. It doesn't have to be hot to the touch, it just needs to be nice and warm so that the wax doesn't cling to the sides. So now that we got our first batch ready to go, this first bit of wax is gonna be a nice light tan color. It's just gonna be for one of the succulents, and then the rest of it's gonna end up going in one of our kind of leftover candles. We're using our vanilla scent with this. Everything's gotta smell good, and get it all in there, and then we're gonna let it mix for 2 minutes, as always. Don't worry, we'll fast forward through that. Now we're gonna go ahead and try and pour our first silicone mold here. This can be really tricky, so we gotta be really careful. Let's see how we do. And we made a mess, which is not surprising at all, but that's just kind of how it goes. Now our next batch of wax is going to be a red color, so we're just going to give it 2 drops of our red dye. We're going to add in our vanilla scent and mix it again for another 2 minutes, and again, don't worry, we'll fast forward through that. Now we're gonna pour this next batch. Trying to be careful again, and again, making a mess. As you can see, our glassware is starting to cool off a little bit, so we're gonna actually heat it back up after this pour before we do the next one. And I had a little project in the back I had the idea for, so I'm claiming some of the wax for that. All right, this next batch is gonna be green. So we're gonna do 1 drop of blue, and we're gonna do 2 drops of yellow, just to get a nice bright green color. And again, add in our vanilla fragrance and get it all mixed up. And we're gonna go ahead and try and pour these again, 3rd time around. Let's see how well we can do without making a mess. Careful. And look at that. We've got a nice, good pour on that one. Can we do it twice? No, we cannot. Oh, shucks. Now we got our last batch. This is gonna be like a dark brown color. We want it to kind of look like dirt, really, you know. So we're doing 2 drops of black, and we're gonna put in 2 drops of our cream color to kind of get like a dirt brown color to it. And again, we'll add our vanilla fragrance because everything has to smell good, and get it mixed up. Now we just go ahead and pour that straight into our glassware. And we actually did a pretty good job of measuring this. We didn't have very much left over from where we wanted to get it, but put a couple drops in our other little cup there. And now we just get the top pinned so that the wick is in place, and it's just a matter of letting everything cure. Now that everything's cured, we're gonna go ahead and start trying to get these guys out of their silicone molds. Like I said, they can be really tricky. If you try and get them out too early, the wax will just crumble and fall apart. So you really wanna make sure that they're cured and hardened up pretty well before you go at it. What you see me doing here is I'm just pulling at it, trying to get it kind of broken loose around the edges, and then I just push it on out of the mold, and it just comes plopping right out like that. Usually works pretty good. You might get some issues, but we do that with everything and push them through, and works out well. We normally don't have much breaks so long as you let it cure all the way. And there we are. Now we're gonna pull our candle up here, and we're gonna pick one of our succulents, whichever one we want to be the centerpiece, and we're gonna poke a hole through the center of it, and we're gonna push the wick through that hole and just get it kind of pushed through and set down on the bottom. And now we're gonna take our other succulent pieces and we're gonna kind of put them into place around on different sides, kind of figuring out which works best. Right now they're pretty dry, so they're not gonna stick, so we can kind of move them around and get it all placed in there how we want. Now that we got it kind of how we want, we're going to take the pieces out and we're rubbing the bottom of them a little bit just to get them heated up and melt that wax a little bit. And then we're pressing them down into place so that they stick where they're supposed to be.
All right, well, we've got our finished product here, and I'm really pleased with the way that it turned out. If we were to do it again, I think the only thing that I would change is the colors that we used. I might make the colors a little bit more vibrant to add a little more contrast, just to make it look better. But overall, it turned out really well. Honestly, better than I expected, and that's always a good thing. So we believe that every moment has the potential to become a memory. And in that, we believe that we all have the opportunity to decide whether or not that's going to be a good memory or a bad memory. We hope that you make every moment a good memory. And we think that we made some really good memories in making these candles and making these videos. We had a ton of fun doing this, and we hope that you enjoyed watching it as well. But this is gonna be our last one for a little while. We're gonna take it and put it up on the shelf. Maybe we'll come back to it in the future, maybe not. But either way, we had a ton of fun doing this, and we made some really good memories from it as well. We hope that you will take that and hopefully get some kind of inspiration from it, that you will go out, try new things, create new things, and hopefully make new good memories for yourselves and those around you. So with that, thanks for watching.